The WWE Universe is still trying to process what happened last night, but one thing is certain, nothing will ever be the same again. This wasn't just another episode of Monday Night Raw. This was a tectonic shift in power that left the entire wrestling world speechless. If you missed it, you missed history, but don't worry, we've got every shocking detail right here. And make sure you're subscribed because you won't want to miss what happens next. The night started normally enough. Seth Rollins stood victorious in the ring, his championship belt gleaming under the bright lights, that trademark arrogant smirk plastered across his face. By his side stood Bron, the monstrous young star who's been tearing through the roster, and lurking in the background was the master manipulator himself, Paul Heyman. They looked unstoppable. They looked untouchable. They were dead wrong. Without warning, the arena went pitch black. No music. No countdown. Just complete darkness. Then the first familiar guitar riff hit, and the crowd absolutely erupted. Batista's music. The animal was back, but this wasn't the smiling Hollywood star. This was the ruthless destroyer from his Evolution days. His eyes burned with pure fury as he stalked toward the ring, his gaze locked on Rollins. But before anyone could process what was happening, another earth-shaking theme hit. Brock Lesnar's music. The Beast Incarnate. The crowd noise reached deafening levels as these two titans stood side by side for the first time ever, united by one common goal: destruction. Security rushed to stop them, but it was pointless. Lesnar launched one guard like a ragdoll while Batista clotheslined another into next week. Within seconds, the path to the ring was cleared. Bron, the so-called future of WWE, made the mistake of charging at Batista. One devastating clothesline later, Breakker was flying over the top rope, crashing to the floor in a heap. The message was clear: the new generation wasn't ready for the old guard. Rollins, suddenly realizing the danger, tried to retreat. Too late. Batista speared him through the barricade with such force that the metal structure crumpled like paper. The sickening sound of the impact echoed through the arena as Rollins lay motionless in the wreckage. But the carnage wasn't over. Lesnar turned his attention to Heyman, the man who once controlled him. No words were exchanged. Just an F5 that drove Heyman straight through the announcer's table, reducing it to splinters. Batista grabbed a microphone, the crowd hanging on his every word. His voice dripped with barely contained rage as he delivered a chilling warning. This wasn't a nostalgia act. This wasn't a one-off appearance. This was war. And they were just getting started. As the two legends stood tall in the wreckage they'd created, the entire WWE landscape shifted beneath their feet. Backstage was pure chaos. Medics attended to a dazed Rollins while Breakker struggled to even stand up. Heyman was stretchered out, his condition unknown. Even Roman Reigns, watching silently from his private suite, couldn't hide the concern in his eyes. The Bloodline's grip on power suddenly looked very fragile indeed. The questions now are endless. Can Rollins recover from this humiliation? Will Breakker seek revenge? Or has he learned his lesson the hard way? Is this just the beginning of a full-scale legend takeover? One thing's for certain. No champion is safe, no alliance is secure, and the rules of the game have just changed forever. This is must-see television at its absolute best. If you're not subscribed, you're missing the most explosive storyline in WWE today. The Animal and the Beast have declared war on an entire generation, and the fallout is going to be spectacular. Hit that subscribe button now because when these two legends are involved, you know nothing will ever be the same again. The revolution starts now, and you'll want front row seats for every shocking moment.